What is up, guys? Black with Chia 1000 here, and I'm here to give my review on Batman: The Longest Halloween, Part One. I think I read the comic book like a year ago, but then I kind of didn't understand it or whatever the case may be, and that's why I like animated uh series more than like reading manga or reading comic books or something like that, and like because you get a better experience. To me, I get a better experience, but I like this one I like this one because it was like Batman Year One. And while I talk, what I mean by that is like, let's talk about for one the animation and like the style of it. It was just like Batman Year One. So like the theme and the animation, the drawing, how like it was more like like you felt immersed in Gotham, you know. Um, and it the biggest thing about it to me was like you could literally see yourself, in this city, in this world, to where it's corruption with the politics, most more like the real world. But it it showed Batman like you know vulnerable and showed him like I'm not the smartest man in the world. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even the world's greatest detective. Like you see him earn that title because they always throw that hint, that joke about, man, you're not a good detective or whatever the case may be. People, there's a scene with him and Catwoman running, and she was like, your equipment weighing you down and stuff like that. Like something that I'm pretty sure he knew but didn't think about. You know what I'm saying? So like people had to give him hints and stuff like that. And that's the thing I like about Batman. Like all this that he can do, like mind you, now as he's officially Batman, and everybody's like, oh, it's because he's Batman, he got all these gadgets. But it's like, how do you know how to use his gadgets? Do you know exactly where each in his utility belt, which what to use in certain situations? Like you got to be quick in those situations, and it's like, he a human, he could die any second, he could die from a gun, like you know what I'm saying, like, and he pretty much dodging bullets and stuff like that. Like they, it's a fictional character. Like they exaggerate a lot, but that's something some people can do. Like you can really do that. I'm not saying go out and try that, but hey, but yeah, and like the way he fights, like I love. There's always a big fight scene in DC in the Batman show. Like there's always a good fight scene to show his combat ability, bro. Like there was like three or four guys, and they were good. They were good. They were like on the verge of League of Assassins good. You know what I'm saying? Because if you can scratch Batman or punch him or get a lick in, you're good. So mind you, it was like three or four against one, and thank God for Catwoman. She saved him at the end because I think he probably would have got out of it. But hey, great. It was great. Um, Another thing, let's talk about just the story in general. Like how I said, like this is him coming into the world's greatest detective, because the premise is you got there's a killer on the loose. Obviously, it's Gotham. And he's killing every holiday. Hence the name they call him. They named him Holiday. Um, so I started with Halloween, and then you got it started with Harvey Dent and his wife or whatnot, and she's depressed and lonely, and it's because she can't have kids, and and he's always gone, he's always working, just like Gordon is always working, and his wife has to deal with that. And I like that it's like, to me, I seen like two or three stories in one, because you got Jim and his family. She's already going through the first, I guess, first stage of their marriage, is like with him being gone all the time and stuff like that. Like you work together, and you compromise. He even, it was freaking Thanksgiving, and he had just got home, getting ready to no, it was Halloween, and he was just about to go home, and just getting home, hug the kids and stuff like that. We about to go trick or treating or whatever. Gets a phone call. The killer Holiday was struck. He got to go in. You know what I'm saying? So it's ridiculous. And then you got Harvey Dent, and it's just him and his wife, and she can't have kids. So it's like she's really alone. Like she doesn't have that. Like she can't give him kids, and he can't give her. Like it's bad, And he's trying to be positive. Like look on the bright side. Like we could, we can adopt, there's other options. And she was like, it's not gonna happen because I don't want to do that. I want to have the experience, you know what I'm saying? So It's tough. It's tough. Then he had to go in, and then they called Batman in, and them two are working together to find out what's who this is and how he's killing and stuff like that. So, and you get Batman's mindset, you get Gordon's mindset, and you get Dent's mindset. Jim Gordon is by the book. Batman is, he bends the rules, and so does Dent. Like, he bends the rules too, but he does it in his way, and it's to the point to where it's like he kind of go over the edge or whatever. Batman goes over the edge because he's not a cop; he's a vigilante. He does it as far as like hurting people, and I don't gotta kill you, but I'll break your bones. Dent is like going through using his DA power to like doing all kind of crooked, backhanded, stuff like that. And it's Gotham. They got that out there. Because in the beginning, you see him giving a envelope to not a crime boss, but a crime member. And hence that was the first killing. That guy end up getting killed by Holiday. And he always leaves a pacifier on the gun for a silencer, and is barcode scratched off and stuff like that, and always leaves and left the pumpkin. Hence, it was Halloween. The next time it was Christmas. He ended up killing again, and then the last scene was New Year's, and ended up shooting one of it wasn't Falcone. It was, I forget the other. It was a crime boss I never heard of before. Ended up killing his son, and it's crazy. It's I'm not gonna give away too much because most people already done read the comic book or whatever, which, like I said, I did, but I kind of didn't get it. But this is really like page for page of the comic book, like really, it's a really, really good story. And like I said, it goes back to Batman year one. Like, this guy, like Bruce, is just becoming into Batman. Then you have the dynamic with him and Selina. Like, obviously they've been with each other, playing around, bat and cat, doing their thing for a minute now. And she like, look, I might have to break this off because we live in two different worlds or whatever. And he was like, that's fine. It is what it is. So, but yeah, man, it's an awesome story. This may be one of my favorite, besides the Red Hood. And Mask of the Phantasm, but that's a whole nother thing. But yeah, I would say this is better than Red Hood as far as story, like, because we already know Red Hood story. Like, that's common knowledge. You know what that is. You know about Jason Todd and stuff like that. So, but this is something that I still don't know who it is. I think I know who it is, but then again, like, that's the whole point. Like, I don't know. I'm ready for part two. You know what I'm saying? DC's gonna make you wait a long time. I think it come out next year. Who knows? But yeah, man. Like, if you haven't seen it, go see it. Watch it now, right after this. Batman: The Longest Halloween Part 1. It's an amazing series. DC always do good animated movies with Batman, Superman, Green Lantern, any DC character. Man, it's amazing. They do great. They do great. Yep. As far as, that's pretty much it, man. Just, there's a lot of like, it's dark. It's dark. Yeah, it really is. But it's just it's just so it's just good, man. It keeps you wondering and guessing, and it gets intense because you like, what the hell, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully part 2 don't disappoint, because part 1 was damn good. I'm gonna give that a 9 out of 10 on just part 1. I'll do part 2 on its own, but as a whole, we don't know yet. So when we get to part 2 and that's the ending of it, we'll see what happens. I think I know who the killer is because they gave away some clues, but I hope I'm wrong. And even if I'm right, I'm still gonna be like, oh, I knew it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and then you get into the also we get the origins of Two-Face about to come. So you know what I'm saying? And it's not you know it's coming, but then the way they do it, the way they do it, you know, they flush Harvey out. They really dig deep into his psyche. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we only hit the tip of the iceberg. Cause I'm waiting on another shoe to drop. Harvey about to just. I think it's already there. I think it's already there because there's something that he told Jim when Jim gave him, you know, a gun, you know, to protect. He said protect your family, and you know, Harvey said something, and it's like I'm like Two-Face already there. He just been there. He been there obviously, but yeah, man. Like I said, if you haven't watched it, go watch it. Batman: The Longest Halloween Part One. I think it came out on the 22nd. I just watched it today. Yeah, it's amazing, man. It's amazing. 9 out of 10 for me. As a whole, we'll have to wait for part two. I'm I'm ready, man. I'm ready for it. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification, let you know when I'm posting videos up. I'm trying to get back into the swing of things with YouTube and stuff like that, but it's been a while since I've been on here. But yeah, man, you know, copy this link, send it to everybody, you know, let them know, you know, I got you. I'm still here. Yeah. So, and to all my Batman fans, you know, comment, like, share. Let me know how I did on this review. It's my first time ever doing a review on Batman like this. Yeah. So, peace. Stay up. With your eyes up.